Hey everyone, and welcome to Grace Students Media, where you can stay plugged into our student ministry during this social distancing age. Now here's your host, Price Farrell.
Hey church fam, welcome. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Price Farrell and I am the Associate Pastor Student Minister for Grace Bible. And this video is the first of hopefully many more to come. And so with these videos, my goal is to help parents and students to stay connected to the happenings of Grace students and within the church. I want to highlight some helpful resources that we can all take advantage of along the way. And then also at some point we'll have like a Q&A and hopefully answer some questions about just various things in life, ministry, theology, Bible, anything like that. And so I want to do all of that in a way that it's Christ-centered and points one another to the Lord, because that's what we need. And so before we get into this, really quick, one announcement is our high school college Bible study that meets on Sunday nights. We just met this past Sunday via Google Hangouts and FaceTime, and we had a lot of fun. It was great, and so we're going to do that again this Sunday night. We're going through the life of Abraham, and if you would like to join us with that, you can email me, price@thegbf.com, and we'll get you set up with that. But that's Sunday nights, and we go from 7 to 8:30ish, a little bit around there, but we try to wrap up and be respectful of your time. But with that said, what we want to do every week or every time we have one of these videos is we want to call one of the students and check in on them and see how they're doing. And so I've got a student, Xander Turner. We're going to call him and see how he is doing. See how quick he picks up.
Hey, Mo Price.
Hey Xander, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, not a whole lot, just doing a video right here. And so I got a couple questions for you. All right, so very first question, what are you doing to pass the time during Corona?
Oh gosh, I've watched a bunch of Netflix. I've hung out with my brother. That's about it, honestly.
That sounds a good time. That sounds like pretty much what everyone is forced to do right now. It's just Netflix and hang out with family.
Yeah.
So what are you doing right now since you're being quarantined and like stuck at your house and just stuck with your family and all that stuff? What are you doing to help stay close to the Lord during this time?
Well, I've always kind of like used my journal and stuff. That Right Now Media thing, I watched a little thing on that and then journal based off that.
Yeah, that's a good plug for Right Now Media, by the way. We'll have that later on. Go ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, that's basically what I'm doing.
Man, that's great. That's helpful stuff too. Journaling, can't go wrong with that. That's always good for the soul and helps one meditate on the text and on scripture and helps you in praying as well. So no, I'm glad to hear it. If there's anything we can do to help, anything I can do to help or pray for you for, man, let me know.
Yeah, I can do.
All right, thank you, Z. I appreciate it.
Your price.
All right, I'll let you later. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
That was Xander Turner. And so with that, for our first video, I wanted to share really quickly what the mission of Grace Students is, because I feel like most of the time when I'm talking to people, it's more about dates and times of what's going on within the ministry and not as much of who we are actually as a ministry. And so I want to share who we are, what our mission is, and then how we go about accomplishing that mission. And then at the end, I'll share a few resources that are, I think, be helpful for everyone during this time. And so the mission of Grace Students, we want to make disciples of Christ who would go off and change the world for him. That's what we're about, making disciples, coming from the great commission from Christ. And then what you see in Acts, when you see people just going out, being his witnesses in Jerusalem, Judea, and Samaria, and to the ends of the earth. We want to make disciples. And in our particular context, in our particular ministry, students, with students, it's a sending ministry. At best, we get students from 6th grade on through 12th grade. 7 years is what we get before they then are leaving. That is our dog hitting our video over there on our laptop, just licking the keyboard. That's got to be great. And so we're just going to ignore that. And so with that said, so we only have 7 years of time to invest in these students as best we possibly can. And so a lot of times we get our students, they're coming up through our children's ministry. And if you watched the video yesterday on the Facebook page, you heard Sydney talk a lot about the preschool and nursery stuff. Alicia's going to make one soon. She'll be talking about the children's ministry. You get a better idea of what's going on there. But we receive students coming 6th grade, we get them for 7 years. And our plan is to help put some hands and feet to their faith. Hopefully by that point, they would have got a good foundation, a good biblical foundation for who they are, who God is. And now we want to put that theology into practice, put that faith into practice. We want to help them own their faith. Because here's the reality is they're all going to graduate. Whether they go into the workforce, the military, or college, or somewhere, they're going to leave our ministry. They might leave our community. And if the faith is not their own, they're not going to take it with them when they leave. And so we want to help make disciples of Christ who then go off and then be agents of change for the world and change it for Him. And we go about doing that by sharing life with students. We want to share life with them in a way that helps them follow Jesus. And we get that from 1 Thessalonians 2:8. Paul says, "So being affectionately desirous of you, we're ready to share with you not only the gospel of God, but also our own selves, because you've become very dear to us." So not only is he sharing the gospel of God with them, but his own self, his own life. They are sharing life with one another because they become very dear to him. There's genuine affection and compassion for one another. And so the way we go about making disciples is by being intensely relational. Just ignore our dog cat. We want to be relational. And we have kind of a threefold way we like to look at this. You've probably heard this before, but play, pray, and preach. And so when I say play, I mean like the having fun, enjoying one another. Fun is a universal language that everyone can get in on. We want to try to break down these barriers, break down some walls, and just allow some natural conversation to flow. And one of the best ways you do that is to get laughed at and to laugh with one another. And so we want to play, we want to have fun, enjoy one another, and then that opens it up to pray. So play and then pray. And as we pray, this is the more like knowing them by name. We want to be able to pray for them by name. So we get to know them. What's going on in their life? What's going well in their life? What's hard in their life? Anxieties, stresses, needs. We want to know their name and know what's going on so we can go on their behalf before the Lord and get in on what He's doing. And so we want to play and we want to pray. And then when you do all that, you're laying this foundation, you're putting in some relational equity, you can then preach. You can point them to Christ, you can share the gospel with them, and you can show them how the gospel of Christ applies to their life. We study the Bible with one another. And as we study the Bible, we look at it and we look at what does this teach us about God? What does this teach us about man? What does this teach us about our relationship between God and man? Like, how does the gospel speak to this part of my life based on this text? And so, ultimately, when we play and when we preach, it's all building up to this part right here where we've shared life with them in such a way we can then point them to Christ. And we use this model because, one, it works, and this is the model that was done for me. Roy used this for me. I can go back to 2013. This is where Roy started meeting with me, and he took me to get Whataburger. He took me to different Bible studies. He sat me down and just taught me how to read the Bible for the very first time. He took me on mission trips, put some real time on my faith. And so just that, this has been proven to work for myself personally, and we've been seeing this work, for in the lives of students for years and years and years. And so that's the model we go about doing. We want to make disciples of Christ, play, pray, and preach. And so that's it. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that gives you a better idea of who we are as a ministry and our mindset behind everything. All of it is geared towards making disciples and sharing life with students. Every event we do, every Bible study we have, it's with that in mind. And so that's it. To wrap it up, a few helpful resources. So if you're looking for something to read, something to watch, or something to listen to, I know a lot of students and a lot of adults too, you just don't know where to start in the Bible. I highly recommend, if you just want to just open up and start read one of the Gospels. The book of John is one of my favorites, just to sit down and just kind of to read beginning to end. Read that and just enjoy and be in awe of who Jesus is. Pay attention to the statements that Jesus makes about who He is and the things that He does. Read that, spend some time with God while you're reading that. You won't regret that. Something to watch, The Bible Project is a great resource. It's on YouTube, and they also have them on Right Now Media, and they have certain videos, particular videos for each book of the Bible. They'll also have them on themes throughout the Bible or words or topics like that. It's a great resource, The Bible Project. And like Z was saying earlier, he's using Right Now Media. There's a bunch of studies on there. So if you're looking for something else to watch, Right Now Media is great. We can get you the link for that if you want to sign up. It's free. And then something to listen to. Our worship leader Keely put together a Songs of Comfort playlist on Spotify, Amazon Music. It's a great playlist. Highly recommend that one. And Q Lehman has a playlist called Worship. That's on Spotify. I use that one a whole lot. He put it on there like 3 years ago, and he's always adding new songs to it, so it's a huge bank of music. I recommend that one as well. So with that said, thank you all so much for tuning in and watching. Until next time.